Good morning, 7th grade. Today is Thursday, November 5th. Please turn to page 81 in your grammar packet and place your first and last name, your class, and today's date at the top of the page. Thank you. Today we are going to be continuing with Lesson 15, part number 2. Yesterday we introduced a linking verb and how a linking verb connects the subject of a sentence with a noun. Today we're going to see how that linking verb connects to those other parts of the sentence. Our goal yesterday was only to identify the verb. Now today we're going to look at those other sentence parts that are connected by way of the linking verb. Again, I think it's extremely helpful if you go through and identify the subject as well as the verb, and if there are any prepositional phrases. Lance is my subject in this first sentence. What is my linking verb? Is. Subject, he. Linking verb, is. I would do that for every sentence. Now today, what do the subject and its linking verb connect to in the sentence? You're going to be asking yourselves the same questions that you did for direct object. He is what? Lance is what? The word that you're going to find is either going to be a noun, a pronoun, or an adjective, which will be describing the subject of the sentence. Lance is what? Lance is brother. Lance is what? Friend. Again, it can be compound, just as we could have had a compound subject, verb, direct or indirect object. He is what? Loyal. He is what? Trustworthy. In this example, brother and friend are called the subject complements because they follow the linking verb is. We call these predicate nouns. They're predicate nouns because they follow a linking verb. It looks like a direct object, but what separates a direct object from a predicate noun? It's followed by a linking verb. It's the only difference. He is what? Loyal, trustworthy. That is called a subject complement predicate adjective. We don't call it a direct object because it doesn't follow an action verb. Number 2, these are not nouns, these are adjectives. He is loyal. Loyal describes he. Trustworthy describes him. It's not a noun, it's not a pronoun. So today, as I'm going through my various sentences, I want to be identifying predicate nouns or predicate adjectives that follow linking verbs. A predicate noun is going to rename the subject. A predicate adjective is going to describe the subject. Again, I think it would be extremely helpful if we go through each of these sentences and identify the subject, identify the linking verb, and then what word or words follow that says it's a predicate noun or predicate adjective. If you have some colors available, crayons, colored pencils, highlighters, We'll need at least 3 colors today. 4 if we're going to find any prepositional phrases in the sentences. Otherwise, simply use parentheses for those. I'm going to label subject or color. I'm going to label LV, linking verb, or use a color. And I'm going to use PN for words like brother or friend because they're predicate nouns. And I'm going to use PA for words like loyal or trustworthy because they're predicate adjectives. Follow carefully as we go through these sentences. A trip to Niagara Falls is a treat. Trip is the subject. You can see the verb that's listed here. I better use the same colors. Trip is treat. Trip is treat. Now ask yourself, is this a noun or is this an adjective? Is it a treat trip or is this renaming? Well, this is a noun, so that's a predicate noun. So I want to be able to color or label these items. I also notice in the sentence class I do have a prepositional phrase. Subject, prepositional phrase, linking verb, LV, PN, predicate noun. That's what we want to be doing for each of these sentences. So, sometimes I know that students like to do this in pieces or parts. They like to go and they like to find the subject. They'll take a group of 5 sentences and then they'll go and they'll find the verb. We can try that. Someone said that worked well for them. Number 1, what's the subject of my sentence? Air. What's it talking about? You. What's it talking about? Noise. Din. Din is a vocabulary word which means it's a noise. It's not pleasant. Tourists. And then you go back. What does the air do? It grows. You feel. A thunderous noise greets. The never-ending din is. Tourists seem. Now, as you go through these sentences, you need to identify the predicate noun or the predicate adjective. We also need to keep in mind that not all of my sentences are going to have one because maybe it's not going to be a linking verb. So I'm going to find that out in my sentence. Sentence number 1, the air grows misty. Can you say the air is misty? Remember that is or are substitute? The air is misty. Yes, you can. This is a predicate adjective. It's misty air. Predicate adjective, misty air. What is this? That's a prepositional phrase. Sentence number 2, you feel the mist on your face. Can you say you is the mist or you are the mist? No. This is a direct object. Sentence number 1 contained a predicate adjective. Sentence number 2 has a direct object. This is not. Again, can you substitute is or are? You made that notation on the previous page. Number 3, A thunderous noise greets visitors upon their arrival. Prepositional phrase. So this is the word in question. Can you say noise is or are visitors? No. Visitors, like mist, is a direct object. Number 3 does not have a subject, complement, predicate, noun, or predicate adjective. 4. The never-ending din is horrific. Well, I have the word is, so that's a linking verb. Horrific. First place and thing, or does it describe? It's a horrific din. This is a predicate adjective. Notice the difference. This is a noun. This is an adjective. This is an adjective. It describes that word. Tourists seem awestruck by the environment. Prepositional phrase. So this is the word here. Tourists is or tourists are. It's plural. Tourists are awestruck. Is that a noun or an adjective? That's an adjective. Predicate adjective. Can you substitute is or are? If so, it is a linking verb. If you cannot, then it's not going to be a subject, complement, predicate, noun, or predicate adjective. So the first 5 sentences, what do I have? I have number 1, that's a predicate adjective, misty. Number 4, I have horrific as a predicate adjective. And number 5, I have awestruck as a predicate adjective. Let's take a couple of more. At night, prepositional phrase. Of colorful lights, prepositional phrase. On the cascades of water. Wow. Do you see how removing those prepositional phrases in this longer sentence in number 6 is going to make my work a whole lot easier? Can you see how easy it is now to find where my subject is? My subject is beams. What is my linking verb? Look. What do beams look like? They look beautiful. Predicate adjective. Beams are beautiful. Subject, linking verb, predicate adjective. Each year, about 10 million people, prepositional phrase, visit Niagara Falls. What's the sentence talking about? Year. People visit Niagara Falls? No. This here, each year, is a prepositional phrase. But that's a noun. Correct. That's the object of the preposition. What is my sentence really talking about? My sentence is really talking about people. People visit. People visit what? Niagara Falls. People are Niagara Falls? People is Niagara Falls? Nope. That is a direct object. That is not going to be a predicate noun or predicate adjective. Number 8. Recreational parks remain areas of enjoyment near the falls. Of enjoyment near the falls. My sentence is talking about parks. What do parks do? Park remain. Parks are areas. Parks is areas. Parks are areas. Subject, linking verb, predicate, noun, followed by two prepositional phrases. Parks are areas. Number 9. Visitors seldom grow weary of the beautiful sights of the area. Again, I can't stress how important it is to be able to identify the prepositional phrases in these sentences. Now look what's left. What is my sentence talking about? Visitors. What do visitors do? Grow. Grow what? Weary. Visitors are weary. Subject, linking verb, predicate, adjective. Half of the sentence is prepositional phrases. Again, if I'm looking at the sentences that I've completed so far, I notice all of these shaded phrases that really makes my job a bit simpler when I'm able to go through that. Okay, I think you're getting the idea here. Let's continue. Hotels and shops. What do they do? Hotels and shops. I mixed this up again. Hotels and shops. They look. Hotels, shops. What do they look? Successful. Shops are successful. Hotels are successful. Subject, subject. Linking verb, person, place, thing. No, this is an adjective. Predicate, adjective. Tourism is big business at Niagara Falls. Tourism. Business. Tourism is. It's one of the words. Is, are. Person, place, thing. Yes. Predicate, noun. Subject, linking verb, predicate, noun, prepositional phrase. Number 12. Industries. What do industries do? They operate. Industries operate close by. This is not a prepositional phrase. These are adverbs. This sentence does not contain a predicate noun or a predicate adjective. Number 13, people. What do people do? People feel. I'm noticing prepositional phrase about the nearby businesses and industries. How do people feel? Angry. People are angry. Subject, linking verb, predicate, adjective. People are angry. Prepositional phrase begins the sentence. Subject, businesses. What do businesses do? Businesses ruin. What do they ruin? Beauty. but it's not businesses are beauty or businesses is beauty. This is not a linking verb. "15. I'm going to find my prepositional phrase for the tourists. Going back to find my subject, steamers. You're saying to yourself, yes, this is a linking verb because the word is are, and that's one of the words I use to test or to check. Steamers are transportation. Is that a noun? Yes. Predicate noun. Steamers are. Subject, linking verb, predicate noun, prepositional phrase. Wow, a lot of work. I hope you're able to see, first of all, not all sentences contain a predicate noun or predicate adjective. Number 2, if it does contain a predicate noun or a predicate adjective, those items here in our lesson today class that we identified in the green color, that I can substitute is or are if the word is not already is or are. Obviously, they all will have a subject, and many of the sentences have prepositional phrases. Okay, you've got your work completed for today. We were able to go through these 15 sentences and we were able to label subject, linking verb, predicate noun or predicate adjective, and a prepositional phrase. Again, some of the sentences didn't have them. Tomorrow, we're going to wrap up and we're going to review what we talked about on Wednesday and Thursday concerning the use of a linking verb and its subject complement, a predicate noun or predicate adjective. Again, keep your packets together, and tomorrow we'll wrap up this week's work. Have a great Thursday.